talking about Robert E. Lee. This is a picture of you shopping while we talking about racism and history in this country. Only white members of this board got up while we were up here talking too, because you don't give a damn. And it's clear. But I'm going to tell you what the slaves, my ancestors, said about Robert E. Lee, since you don't know history, sister. Let me tell you that they said when he got the plantation, after he got off the field with 27,000 people dying at Gettysburg, Connie, Robert E. Lee was a brutal slave master. Not only did when he whooped the slaves, he said lay it on them hard. After he said lay it on them hard, he said put brine on them so to burn them. That's what Robert E. Lee did. Now, when do we as Baton Rouge stop being in 1856? If you want to name the building after somebody, how about PBS Pinchback, the first black governor of the state of Louisiana, when he was governor during Reconstruction? You want another name? Oscar Dunn, who was the lieutenant governor of the state of Louisiana in the 1860s, that gave the right for Darius Landis and Don Collins and Evelyn Ware Jackson and Tramiel Howard to get here. You want to name it after somebody from Reconstruction? Name it after the people who fought for abolition of slavery. If you want to name it after somebody, honor the right people, the people who are on the right side of history. But it's your ancestor that the school is named after. So you're holding on to your heritage. But we built this joint for free. And we're done begging you to do what's right.
Way to go, Gary Chambers. And of course, that is in the city of Baton Rouge at the East Baton Rouge Parish School Board. Now, we had a chance to catch up with Gary Chambers earlier today. What made you take that step and go before the school board?
You know, I do this on a regular basis. This is just one that happened to go viral. For me, the name change of Robert E. Lee was important. Within this community, as you see monuments coming down around the country, there's a $54 million building that students were going into named after someone who believed that it was just to keep people as property. And for me, when I saw Connie Bernard, the District 8 school board member, scrolling on, I don't know what shopping network she was on, I just felt like, you know, this is unacceptable, right? There's a black woman sitting next to her expressing her concerns about Robert E. Lee as her colleague, and she's shopping. And you have to call that type of activity out. Otherwise, people think it's acceptable.
Absolutely. And of course, Lee High School has been the subject of controversy even when I was in high school in Baton Rouge and graduating from high school in 1988. And then it shut down for a brief period of time, but it came back strong. What are you hoping to see? Obviously, you've named some government officials in Louisiana who this school could be named after instead of Robert E. Lee.
So for me, it's not just Robert E. Lee High School being changed. There's a renaming committee that will be seated to change the name of the school. But every street in the subdivision right around Lee High School is named after Confederate generals. We need to remove every one of those. Nicholls State University in the state of Louisiana is named after Confederate general. We need to rename the university. If we're going to bring down white supremacy, we need to bring it down all over and not accept that we honor people who were treasonous and traitors to this country. We need to honor people who are abolitionists and liberators, people who are on the right side of history and on the right side of justice.
There were individuals on the school board who were receptive to this idea, bringing in a committee. For those who are not, and for those individuals like Connie who was shopping during the time you guys were talking about an important issue, do you think it's time for them to resign from the school board in Baton Rouge?
So there's a protest planned at Connie Bernard's house tomorrow to encourage her to resign, since she says she's not going to resign. So I think that that will steer her in the right direction. But I think any public official who believes that we should honor traitors, that would almost be like saying that we should have a Hitler high school or an Osama bin Laden high school. In America, we would never do that. And so we shouldn't honor people who are on the wrong side of history, and we do everything we can to remove them, vote them out, or send them out, whichever way works.
Have you focused on the council and what are they doing to make any changes when it comes to the Confederacy and many of the buildings and streets that are namesaked after those who served in the Confederacy?
So the mayor has recently convened a commission on race and inclusion. And street names is something that they are supposed to discuss in that capacity. But the Metro Council here has the authority